Welcome to a Goddess Guidance Meditation. I am Kisha Lee, Psychic Yogi, and today's message comes from the Goddess Freya, who tells us to be bold. Unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring. All right. Don't tease me with a good time, you know? So, Freya is a Nordic earth goddess, one of fertility and celebration, as well as passion. She rides in a chariot pulled by mighty cats across the rainbow bridge connecting heaven and earth. She's unafraid of her sexual power. Freya teaches us to appreciate our attractiveness and to enjoy ourselves. No wonder then that the day of the week, Friday, was named in her honor, since this day is associated with the end of the work week and a time for celebration. Woohoo! All right, so whenever you see this message, it is timeless, but it's mostly a message of celebrating yourself and who you are, celebrating your embodiment, the work that you have done to become more healed, more radiant, more embodied. And so I find that to be a perfect message with this season, whatever season you are in. All right, just gearing up for your most bold and authentic self to shine through. So, with that being said, just allowing that message to land where it may in your space. Notice how thoughts or feelings may arise, and begin to take some nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, releasing an audible sigh. Repeating that cycle of breath a few more times. Inhale, expanding the belly, the heart space, the mind, all the way up to your crown, and release. Inhale, expanding the belly, the heart space, mind, illuminating your crown. And exhale audibly. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. If you haven't done so already, you may begin to gently close your eyes to bring your focus to a soft gaze. Allowing yourself to gently arrive in the space. Bringing your awareness down into the hips. Allowing the sits bones to feel heavy as the sacrum draws downwards towards the earth. And just allowing that heaviness to extend down through the legs, ankles, feet. Just taking a moment to be here, allowing everything else to be set aside just for this moment. Remembering that your crown is illuminated, softening the space between the brows, bringing your awareness to that space behind the eyes, allowing the jaws to soften. Throat relaxes, back of the neck relaxes. Maybe sitting up a little taller, or allowing yourself to stretch out and lengthen a little more through the spine. Just noticing the rise and fall of the chest. The expansion and contraction of the ribs as you breathe in and out. Maybe noticing the rhythm of your heartbeat, feeling it becoming so quiet you can hear it. Circulating life force energy through your body. And allow your heart to soften between the shoulder blades, soften. Feel yourself just sitting back and relaxing. Taking this moment of rest and reprieve for yourself. Allowing that space just below the ribs to relax and soften as you feel yourself moving down through the belly, softening the low belly, taking that gentle landing between the hips, down to the pelvic floor, down through the earth, feeling those energetic roots grow deep and wide. Soon you may find yourself taking a soft landing down into the center of the earth and just noticing what that looks like for you. Creating your own personal paradise in the heart, the womb of Mother Earth. Feeling this connection strengthen. Feeling this connection stable from the base of your spine down into the earth. Secure, safe, supportive, strong. And just feeling for a moment through your senses of knowingness, of sensation, of visualization. Maybe your personal paradise here within the earth has a sound, a vibration, birds chirping, water flowing, humming, rhythmic, drawing you deeper within, allowing you to relax a little more and to breathe a little deeper as any tension in the body starts to dissolve. Thoughts that have been passing through the mind begin to clear. Any feelings or emotions begin to just flow effortlessly, moving through the path of least resistance, same as a stream. Begin to find its way to a mighty river and then eventually to the fullness of the ocean. And taking this moment to just consciously release and ground out anything that does not serve you, energies of conversations, images of people, imprints, circumstances, beliefs, all slowly just wiggling loose and flowing down deep into the earth, knowing that there is no harm done in releasing. Simply create space for receiving purifying the soul, the emotions, the mind, spirit, creating space for your true self to shine through. And just begin to notice how your body feels in this moment of stillness, just observing this moment of rest. A space where you can allow yourself to become lighter, freer as you let go. You relax a little deeper, soften a little more, creating some space for yourself within the earth. Taking a look around here in this space, in the center of the earth, and just seeing what you notice. The colors, maybe there's a fragrance. Maybe there's an energy, a vibration. It feels like home. As you settle in deeper into this space, knowing that you are held with unconditional love, you open yourself up to be receptive, to be nourished, allowing the earth energy to come up from its center, allowing those roots that you've established to start drawing up this earth energy into the body. Allowing it to go and to grow and to flow anywhere it needs to, on any level, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Feeling that creative life force energy, how dynamic that presence is, abundant in her expression. She shows up in many ways, through many seasons and cycles. As you become filled with stabilizing, loving, nourishing energy, as you allow yourself to just be tended to and nurtured in this moment, in this meditation. On your next breath, you'll expand your awareness out to the far edges of the room. And as you continue to breathe, just holding that space for yourself, that space to receive. The light of the cosmos, beautiful, radiant, golden light, begins to pour into you through your crown and all the way down to the body, filling you from head to toe. You allow that light to fill the space around you. And maybe as it pours through you, it also flows down into the earth. So that you're drawing up earth energy, drawing down cosmic energy, and allowing that to expand to the edges of the room, the space that you're in. And you hold that space. Maybe you expand that space beyond any of the limitations of the collective, allowing it to expand all the way out to the far edges of the universe, allowing your presence to be known, your presence to be witnessed, to be acknowledged. So that instead of playing small, feel the expansiveness of yourself, an expansive presence, wild abundance above and below, pouring into you, flowing through you. And as you allow yourself to receive both cosmic and earth energy, you allow yourself to open up, to receive even more, noticing where you may have any areas of resistance, any areas where you may hesitate to grow and to expand. Remembering that any time you feel small or insignificant, you have the power, capability, simply through your imagination, to expand and create space for yourself. Release the need to play small in order to stay safe. To people please and help them to become comfortable in your presence. To not outshine, outdo, outperform. Where have you been playing small as a survival mechanism? Or to be not too much, just enough. Can you understand how this might create a glass ceiling? One where you can see through and see what's possible. Somehow, you may feel stuck, like you can't quite break through. Where is this coming from? Where did you learn this habit, this pattern, this belief, this character trait, that playing small keeps you safe? Conforming keeps you safe. Maybe it's from your ancestry. Maybe it's from culture, society. Maybe it's from survival. Maybe it's from the projection of someone or those around you. Take a moment to just practice some self-inquiry. Where have I been playing small? And as you listen to the deepest parts of yourself, maybe noticing where you're holding on to this pattern, this belief within yourself, in your body. Where did that come from? Who put it there? Why did you subscribe to it? What are the stories you built around it? What are the experiences that you've had that have reinforced that playing small is safer? This can go back many generations, especially the patterns, the imprinting of our matriarchal lineage, being here now in a female body. Society, culture, generations, shame, guilt, isolation, beliefs that you have to overgive in order to be acceptable, to be purposeful, to be useful, to be chosen. And it's not safe to be seen, to be wanted, desired, acknowledged. What story or belief have these experiences created within your own mind? What stories do you tell yourself about yourself? I'm too much. I'm not enough. I can't. I will never. This always happens to me. Nothing ever happens to me. I'm just this way because this is just who I am. This is just how I was raised. This is how I was brought up. This is my family and just how we are. Allow this story to continue to unfold. A script that you can follow is, I am this, or I am that, because, and just fill in the blank. An example may be, this may not be your truth. You don't have to own it, but for some it may resonate. This example, the storyline may look something like, I am too much because people have told me that. People have judged me for my presence. People have envied me. People have harmed me. Maybe it's, I am not good enough because nothing ever works out for me. I can't seem to break through. I have always struggled with this or that. I've done the work, but yet nothing has shown itself to prove that I am good enough. And let's build upon this story a little bit. Remembering to breathe, being gentle with yourself, remembering we're just exploring the storyline. It doesn't mean it's true, doesn't mean you have to own it in this moment. We're just being curious, following this little thread, see where it takes us. So we can unravel it and cut the ties that keep us held and keep us stuck. Keep us from taking bold, inspired action in the direction of our dreams, that which we see beyond that glass ceiling, but somehow struggle to reach, to have, to experience. So because I am this, or because I am that, and this is what has been created, I no longer feel safe to just fill in the blank. Therefore, I do this, and just fill in the blank. For example purposes, I am not enough because when I put my dreams, hopes, desires out there, they don't seem to land. They don't connect. I don't see the results of the work I've put in. Therefore, I procrastinate because it's not going to happen anyways. Or therefore, I don't push myself. I don't hold myself accountable. I don't pursue things with clarity. I don't feel worthy. You see how this ties these storylines together. And as you continue to follow this thread, you may notice parts of it will branch off into other stories, other experiences. And what it's doing is it's awakening your awareness, helping you to become more conscious of all the different stories you've tied to this belief. I want you to take a deep breath in, deep breath out. On the count of 3, I want you to sever those ties, undo them, cut them, disconnect them. Whatever way serves you, burn them if you wish. Returning them back to sender. Recoil back to wherever they may have come from. This is no longer your truth. This in itself is a bold action. 1, taking a deep breath. 2, feeling yourself preparing. Deep breath one more time. Exhale, 3. Maybe you notice a reconfiguration as you release that identity. A wave of grief may even be surfacing, and that's okay. That is perfectly normal. As we let go of the identities that we've held on to consciously and subconsciously for so long. It's time for a new beginning, a new story. As a woman you are here and now, the wisdom that you have here and now, the lessons you've learned, the work that you have done, all the positives that you have culminated to help clear, cancel, delete those contracts, those vows, those agreements, those ties. It can be jarring or scary at first, like you're just out there in liminal space. But in liminal space is where potential begins to unfold. It's like the mighty oak tree held within the essence of the acorn. Caterpillar holds the blueprint to become a butterfly. But it is within that chrysalis, that liminal space where it's not this and it's not that, just kind of mushy. Where the divine imprinting begins to take shape. And just allow things to unfold naturally. There is no rush. You can't force the caterpillar to become a butterfly any sooner than it can. You can't force the seed of a flower to grow roots and to bloom, for it is time. You can't force the mighty oak tree to go straight from the acorn the day it was planted to becoming an expansive presence. You don't pick the fruit the same day you plant the seed. It takes time, nurturing, tending to. So give yourself some grace on your journey. Know that you are in your own cycle and rhythm, and things are unfolding just as they should. When you feel ready, trust that you'll know. As you hold the clear intention of success, trust that it will come about and you will take an inspired action. You will be able and ready to make those necessary changes. And recognize that simply showing up here now is a bold action. So you release that which no longer serves you and redefine how you want to show up. You owe it to yourself. You deserve it. You're worthy of more, deserving of more. Your desires, intentions are all valid for wanting better for yourself, having more for yourself. You take another deep breath in, slow, steady exhale out through the mouth. claiming this message for yourself, acknowledging the work that you have done. May your future be bright, filled with abundance of love, and may you tend to yourself with loving care and kindness. And so it is. So it is. All right, let's see here. All right, so our collective message from the goddess Freya saying to be bold and unleash our adventurous side, to take risks and be daring, can sometimes bring up a little bit of fear. Because being bold means stepping outside of our comfort zone. It can mean going against the norm. It can mean going against what we have always been taught, what we have learned, what we have embodied, what we have embraced. It means doing something different. Um, it means possibly being judged, ridiculed. And if you've had experiences like that in the past, then being different or just doing your own thing can feel like a threat. Sometimes your presence, right, may have felt as if it was threatening to someone just by existing. Okay. Um, but that's not your problem. That's just It's just not your problem. Right? Your responsibility is not to try to prove anything. Your responsibility is to discern whether or not that is a storyline, an identity, um, something that has created habits, patterns, and how you show up for yourself, okay, that you want to continue. Because at this point, I assume that if you're watching this, that you are an adult and you're grown. Um, you have the ability to decide that you want more for yourself, that you deserve more for yourself. You have the right to validate that you deserve more than you've experienced. And so unleashing your adventurous side can really just mean being your most authentic self and letting go of any performative relationships, one sided relationships, behaviors. If you notice that you tend to wear a mask, or if you're high masking, this would be an opportunity or a reminder to let the mask go so that your true self can actually shine through. And that in itself is a bold move. That is sometimes a risk, okay, and can be daring, but it can also be freeing. It can also allow you to really have more fulfillment in how you go about life. You may have to, uh, finagle your way through it a little bit. You may have to take it one day, one breath at a time, but I hope that you take this message to heart so that you can show up in the most authentic way, and also to celebrate yourself throughout the process. Because the more you celebrate yourself, the more you affirm yourself, the more you let yourself know that you are okay. You are good enough just as you are. You are worthy just as you are. And the embodiment of that love that you have for yourself, that softness you have for yourself, is something that is truly needed in this world right now. So we need more people to embody their light, more people to be an example of what it is to be unconditionally loving towards yourself, nurturing towards yourself, and to give yourself the same amount of care that you probably been giving a lot to others. So give that to yourself. And yeah, be bold. Unleash your adventurous side.